Oh no. So that just got harder. Not a lot. But week 2 of the app definitely pushes me a bit more. A bit more out of breath than I was last week. A little bit sweatier. But 2 seconds. Good. Just look at that. Look at that scenery. All those wildflower meadows. Oh, I've taken some footage this run of my surroundings. Give you something else to look at. But I don't know. I'm trying to go a little bit of a different route every day, so I don't just get bored. I feel like I'm going over the same old ground. So obviously today I've come down to New Ferry. New Ferry shoreline to be precise. Oh, it's beautiful. It's stunning. Sun's rising over Liverpool. Tide's out so you can see the sand. Wildflower meadows are in bloom. It's just, what a place. And sometimes it's quite sad, to be honest, because these areas are so underfunded. Like, I'm from Seacombe originally. I did spend part of my childhood down in South Wales, but from Seacombe originally. And a lot of history, a beautiful area where a lot of the captains lived from Liverpool, back when Liverpool was a busy port. And nowadays, just run down. No investment, even though the local council's offices are there. You know, same for Hamilton Square. Beautiful buildings, beautiful area, and yeah, absolutely no investment from the local council. Now, with the CO2 pipeline that obviously us locals don't want, I was thinking, what else could Wirral be? In my head, we have the history of the docks. We were the second biggest shipwreckers in the country next to Cornwall. So we have a shipwreckers history, including caves that are all sealed off. Wouldn't it be cool to get them opened up and as a tourist attraction? We were one of the first sort of, basically, King's Woods, so like almost like an environmental protection to not hunt within the area, unless you were the king, obviously. But I was thinking a King's Wood doesn't necessarily have to just be a big hunt ground. There is a lot more history. I'm trying to remember it all now. It's hard when you're walking and you don't have it in front of you written down. You've just done a run. But in order to start the CO2 pipeline, it would be my proposal. And that was the other thing. Bromborough, tip of the Wirral. Not quite the tip, technically Ellesmere Port would be the tip of the Wirral, but they're not currently counted as part of the Wirral, which is daft because they're on the peninsula. But Bromborough was where the Saxons finally broke the Great Even Army, and they were on retreat ever since. Well, not ever since. Since that moment in time, they went into retreat. And yeah, the formation of England was born in Bromborough. So, you know, this is a special place, like a really special place. And there is a lot more history that I could probably dig up and bring to the forefront. Maybe I will do bits, maybe I won't. I don't really have a direction with this. My proposal to prevent the CO2 pipeline would be to declare this whole area a national park. Obviously, we have residents, but so does the Peak District and the Lake District. So, declare this whole area a national park. Open up our historical sites as tourist attractions. In English heritage, if you're listening. By the fields, I believe they're by Staunton Woods, where the Battle of Bromborough. How do you say it? I'm not even going to try and say it. We just call it Battle of Bromborough. And obviously, it's originally named in Old English, and I've seen it written, I've said it in my head. I'm not about to embarrass myself and say it out loud. But yeah, make this whole area a place of national importance, protect it from any developments which might harm the history of. Obviously, we need houses. Do you know what else we need? Jobs. And do you know what tourist industry brings in? Jobs. You know, a few campsites, a few historical sites. Clean up the beaches a bit, get them opened up, and suddenly you got yourself a tourist area. Suddenly the population at least has seasonal work, if it has nothing else. I mean, a lot of people in the world do work, so I don't want people thinking we don't. But a lot of us travel to go and do work. So up and down the country, mostly doing building trades. Obviously, we have Camel Heads, which in its own right is a historical shipbuilders, and is often referred to as part of Liverpool, despite the fact it's based in Birkenhead. You know, that's another thing that always confused me. The Liverpool to Island ferry is on the Seacombe Birkenhead docks. So it could be the Seacombe to Island ferry, it could be the Birkenhead to Island ferry, where it's right on the docks. And that to me makes no sense. The fact that it's always said Liverpool. Now, I'm not being funny, but the Wirral was settled a long time before Liverpool, as much as I love the city. But even that, that's a city of historical culture and historical importance, and should be largely protected from daft developments, you know. Anyway, different rant for this morning. Obviously, that was on my mind this morning, so I spoke about it. But yeah, let's make the Wirral a site of national importance, national historical importance, and then let's not have a CO2 pipeline coming and ruin all our green belt. Hey? Anyway, 7 minutes, I think that's a long enough video to bore you all to death. Thank you for watching if you are, and yeah, I'll see you in the morning for another run. See you later.